In today's society, a college education is almost vital for a successful life, and more importantly, in obtaining a good career. You would think such an important part of an individual's life would be guaranteed, yet millions of Americans struggle in receiving this necessity. With more and more employers searching for smarter and accredited individuals, college is a must.
I think college is very important. Even a two-year degree will make you be so much more successful. I think there is still a lot of need there to help kids that want to go to college that can't because of the cost.
If you don't get a set of basic skills, if you don't have the ability to learn, if you don't get basic reading and math skills, most importantly, then you're not ready to learn. People who are prepared to learn, well, once they get on the job, are the people who make the most money, do the best, have the most successful careers.
Your education is really valued. You know, it says a lot about what you can do, what you have done, about your work ethic, about how you are able to function and to problem solve. So that's valuable to people.
There are many financial barriers in the way, and with an all-time high, continuously rising college debt, the reality of higher education becomes diminished. In many ways, this debt hurts the economy more than the new workforce can benefit the system. Throughout our history, the government has tried many different methods to help students reach higher education, but students still strive for a better answer.
No, you really need training or you need college to be successful.
So we sort people out, and in the end, that's a good way to produce an elite, a top 10 or 15%. But if schools sort rather than educate or skill people, you're bound to have failure in the middle and at the bottom of in this case, the income distribution in the United States.
The cost of college has dramatically increased by 1,120% in the last 30 years alone, more than any other expense and nearly 4 times faster than the Consumer Price Index. Obviously, a rise in college costs means a rise in college debt, and more students graduate with at least $30,000 in student loan debt, but the nation as a whole has a total of $1.2 trillion.
Well, colleges are businesses.
Yeah.
They need your money to keep going, just like everything else. But I don't really understand. It's grown so much higher than the norm, you know.
I don't understand it. I don't understand how those costs have risen so much more than the cost of living and just the general consumer price index. And I think that what I would like to see, and I don't know if it's available and I just haven't seen it, I would like to see some sort of breakdown as to the justification for why they've gone up so much.
There are a number of reasons for this increase in college tuition. Everything from unnecessary spending, governmental budget cuts, research costs, and less endowments have forced colleges to increase tuition and lower financial aid. A drop in governmental support has led to colleges needing to increase tuition.
What students actually pay, which is what most of us are concerned about, the net price, the net tuition, rose for the first time in quite a while. And that's because the grant aid from the federal government, which had been really sharply increasing in the late 2000s, actually started dropping the last couple years. And so when you combine those factors, what the average student paid at a public four-year increased by about 2%. And what a student actually paid at a four-year private institution rose by about 4%.
The sharp rise in Pell participation in more recent years has been attributed to several factors. One is the economic recession, which spurred many individuals to go back to school to learn skills needed to compete for today's jobs.
The rise in college debt is dangerous to our society as a whole in several aspects. Students with debt are less likely to take financial risks, are slower to become homeowners, and less likely to take out loans and to establish businesses. This drastically slows down our economy and job growth, and each year this gets worse as college debt increases. The government has tried to combat college debt with programs such as FAFSA and CSS. However, these programs don't work. These financial programs rarely give students the money they need to attend college without going in debt, and this, accompanied by the increased college cost, has caused debt to rise and keep rising. All in all, they can cause more problems and increase debt because a large portion of financial aid is loans, which accumulates interest, adding to debt over time. College grants and scholarships may temporarily slow the inevitable debt of college, but they won't stop it.
I certainly think they could do more as far as loan forgiveness, to helping kids get reestablished once they go into the working situation and they have to pay back so much money. I think there should be more help for that.
When you fill out those forms, they expect a very large contribution from the family, a staggering amount of money that they expect you to have saved for college. But boy, I'm telling you something, it's very hard as a parent. I have 3 children to help. How many billions, with a B, billions of dollars senior citizens have in college loans right now, where they've taken out loans for their kids.
If you have quite a bit of money, they will take a greater proportion of your money than your parents.
Compared to other countries, the United States has been lacking in the education department. How can we fix this problem? Other countries, such as Finland, need to be looked at as an example if there is any hope in repairing the American education system.
And you can see where the U.S. ranks there on reading, math, and problem solving. Again, the United States well below countries like Japan and Finland.
They're prepared over there for something. They have a job when they get out of whatever they're in. They're either going to be in the military, they're going to be being a plumber, or they're going to be a doctor. They can do it there, and they get the training. Which I think would be something good for the United States to look at down the road to help people, because now you have kids that cannot pass tests, so they can't graduate from high school, and where do they end up? They're not getting any training or any help.